You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
New Zealand golfer Lydia Ko in a tie for fourth after 3 rounds at the Women's Open Championship at the Old Course at St Andrews.
Here's Lydia down the hill on 18. Going to be swinging a little bit from left to right. She got enough speed to keep the line. Great try there.
That was a beautiful effort. It's going to be a round of 71 for Lydia Ko, who's been basking in the European summer. She'll have another chance to do so tomorrow. We'll be right in the thick of it come Sunday in the final round here of the AIG Women's Open.
Yeah, one of the past 71 in her third round, 4 under for the tournament, just 3 shots behind the leader. Let's bring in former pro golfer and astute analyst of the game, Phil Tataurangi. Phil, any player would take 3 back from the leader heading into the final round of a major, wouldn't they?
And at the Old Course to boot, after the season that she's had, Piney, it's shaping up to be quite a Sunday for her over there, a Monday morning for golf fans back here.
You look at what she's done, 71, 70, 71. Is it likely she'll have to shoot in the 60s to win it?
I'm thinking so, although just had a quick sneak peek at the weather forecast for St Andrews, and they're expecting some more breezy conditions tomorrow, winds gusting up to 30 kilometres an hour. So, it's a storied Old Course, and it's been just wonderful watching the women play it the last couple of days, because they're playing the game of which the golf course was designed to be played on. The men, of course, annihilated a little bit, and it takes the conditions and a little bit of trickery with pin placements to I guess, equal a challenge against the rest of the men's game. But the women seem to play the ground game really well. They get the bounces, they're playing the proper shots, they're playing the right distances into the green. So it's not giving up a lot of birdies. I've noticed that she hasn't made a whole heap of mistakes. She only made 5 bogeys over the first 3 days. And I guess the hole that she needs to get through, Piney, when looking at a scorecard, is the 11th hole, the Eden, the par 3. If she can get through there with par, which she hasn't done the last few days, she'll be making some ground on the field. So, hey, look, it may well just being steady as you go might well be enough, but my suspicion is that at the moment she's 3 back, 7 under's leading. 7 under, 8 under might well be good enough to win, so that takes 3 or 4 under for her tomorrow.
What's the best strategy to making par on 11?
Yeah, look, finding the middle of the green, really. It's surrounded by bunkers, elevated green, really breezy conditions, and it's all about club selection too. The green's pretty shallow there, and so hey, look, it's a quirky golf course. The Old Course, it's basically the Mona Lisa in golf course architecture terms, and it's probably the course that most people are familiar with, whether they're golf fans or non-golf fans. The Old Course at St Andrews is kind of where championship golf all got started way back in the day, and so. Hey, look, there's only 2 par 5s out there. There's only 2 par 3s, and so there's a lot of iron shots where you've got to be precise with your distance. She's hit a lot of greens in regulation the last couple of days, which is what you can do with those oversized double greens out there. But she's just got to knock down a couple more putts. That's all it probably takes tomorrow to find herself with the woman's version of the claret jug in her hands at the end of the day.
I guess it wouldn't really apply to Lydia Ko. She's been around for a long time. But would slightly less experienced golfers find playing the Old Course at St Andrews in any way daunting?
Maybe so. I mean, there's so much history there. And what's been great about the LPGA Tour and the women's game in the last few years, Piney, is that they've been going to some of these venues that have typically been kind of locked away just for the men's game, but the women have been now playing there, and it's great to see the contrast between the two styles of game. But more than anything, it's about putting the women's game on the pedestal. And so, although some of the lesser experienced players may not have played the Old Course as often as the old hands, it's about skill execution when it comes down to the end of the day, and when it comes down the back nine. And watching the last couple of days, have been inexperienced and experienced players that have had the courage to play shots that they're not used to playing week in, week out on the LPGA Tour, and being able to pull it off. So it's going to take creativity, it's going to take courage, it's going to take a little bit of thinking out of the box, especially if the winds get up. And with the road hole, the 17th, the penultimate hole of the championship, being one of those mightily difficult par fours playing over the corner of the Old Course Hotel with the tee shot, it's going to take the full mixed bag, all of the tricks really, to get the job done.
Nelly Korda was the pre-tournament favourite and justified that, back-to-back 68s in her first 2 rounds, but then a 75 in her third round, 5 bogeys, a double bogey and 4 birdies. What do we take from an up-and-down round like that?
Yeah, I think she's the one that's got the firepower, I think, in the women's game. And so from what I saw, I didn't stay up and watch it all last night, but watched a few of the highlights this morning, and she looked like she had a cold putter as well yesterday, hit one out of bounds on 16, and so, the Old Course possibly just got a couple of back on her. She hung in there to give herself a shot tomorrow, and she's in the second to last group, Lydia in the third to last group, so by no means shot herself out of it, but the Old Course giveth and it taketh away, and yep. So, it's about respect, and at times it seems like she got a little tripped up and managed to salvage around where it could have got away with her and completely. She's going for a little bit of history herself tomorrow. I think it's been over 50 years since someone's won 7 times in a season on the LPGA Tour, and so Korda, she's been the player of this season thus far. Can she cap it off with the last major of the season?
Incredible form she's in. And just on Lydia, how much did you enjoy watching her win gold in Paris?
Yeah, hey, look, there were a lot of late nights, weren't there, Piney? I've been listening to you. There were a lot of late nights, and that one was a particularly late night for me. With so much on the line, not just a gold medal, and for a lot of the other athletes at the Olympics, it was all about the gold medal. But for Lydia, there was other things on the line, personal achievements, and capping it off with being inducted into the Women's LPGA Hall of Fame. She would always already be in the World Golf Hall of Fame. It's just a matter of time for that to should be awarded that honour, and joining Sir Bob Charles in that prodigious group of people that have been awarded that honour. But it's capping the career, and watching her coming down the stretch was just like any other athlete rounding the last corner and coming down the final straight. You could see the mental anguish that was going on inside of her. It would be great to get her quietly just sitting around the table and talking her through, but avoiding mistakes, knowing that it was hers to lose, and she managed to hold on and put a full stop, an exclamation point, a big underline on her career, all at Paris, all in that one achievement was something really special to watch.
Certainly was. Love chatting golf with you, Phil. Thanks for your time, mate.
No worries, Piney. Thanks very much.
No, thank you, Phil. Phil Tataurangi there, ahead of the 4th and final round of the Women's Open Championship. Lydia Ko is just 3 shots back from the lead in a tie for 4th. So looking forward to seeing how she goes overnight tonight. Maybe she wins that major for the first time.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday, or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.